Hey guys, Stephen Gluckstein here, 2012 Olympian in sport of trampoline gymnastics. I'm here with Dr. Dave Tilley. We're going to be talking about shoulder mobility and how to keep your shoulders healthy and why you really need them for the trampoline. So in trampoline, all of our flipping rotations start with a takeoff with the elbows locked, arms as close to your ears as you can. And the whole reason behind it is it's like a bow and arrow analogy, right? So we are the bow, and we are the arrow, and the trampoline is the bow. And if you send a broken arrow, right, from a bow, it's not going to go as high. And sometimes you'll see people who lack in shoulder mobility will compensate in the ribs or through the knees, and they're going to lose out on a lot of height, and they're also probably going to tax a lot of issues on their lower backs and on their knees. So if those people are like, I just have bad shoulder mobility, I was born with bad shoulder mobility, is that it, or is there things we can do for it?
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff you can do for it, right? There's a lot of soft tissue under the arms that I think that, especially in most gymnastic skills, when you like wrap into a twist or when you pull really aggressively to get a flip moving, you're recruiting your lats and a muscle called your teres and your pecs to keep a closed shape. So over time, those can get extremely stiff, and if you lose that, then you start to not be able to get your arms over your head. And I think this is one of the best things to talk about too, because this is obviously performance oriented, but there's like very easy things that you can do, and we'll show a bunch of different videos that go along with this. But if you clear up a little bit of flexibility, your shoulders don't hurt as much. A lot of people get a lot of neck pain because they have to drop their head forward to try to get that arm all the way ahead, or like you said, their back just starts to really hurt because now they're landing in an arch and the force is going right through their spine joints and not through their core. So you can screen this first, and that's what you have to do. Don't just like blindly start stretching because it might not be something you think it is. So what we do is we have someone sit against a wall with a PVC. So he's gonna sit, he's gonna put his back super flat against the wall, and we'll have him cross his legs.
Crisscross?
Crisscross, yep. So what we're gonna do this is, we're gonna have him crisscross because we don't wanna see him cheat at all with his lower back, and his head is gonna stay nice and flat against the wall. We're just looking at the shoulders. We don't wanna see all of it, we're just isolated. So we're first gonna go palms down, and he's gonna raise his arms all the way overhead.
Shoulder width?
Yep, shoulder width, right? And so most people are actually pretty good like this, and you can relax. And the reason that is because those muscles under your arm, they actually internally rotate, and they adduct, they call, right? So when they pull into your body and you wrap across, they're overworked and stiff, but they won't get, screened for if you only have your palms forward down like this. So what we do is we have them now flip their palms up and do the same thing, because that says, okay, how flexible am I in my lats? That's what we want to work on. So try it again. And Steve's a good example. It's quite a bit different right here. You see that big space there? You can relax. But what that's really telling us is that the muscles of his underarm need some attention. So you can foam roll, you can do some stretches to the lat specifically we'll show with a PVC pipe. You can also do some eccentric chin-ups and a lot of upper back strengthening. Those things tend to all be supported in the research about like super effective to not only gain flexibility, but also maintain your skills.
And do you have any information or literature on like how often or how much do these things?
Yeah, so there's actually some good studies that came out. So they said that 5 to 6 days per week was like the optimal dose, and it's definitely a consistency over intensity mindset. So you don't want to do like one epic half hour stretching as hard as you can, right? It's temporary. So pick 1 or 2 things, do them every single day, and the stretches are typically between 30 to 60 seconds. That's like the optimal dose. If you go over 2 minutes, you tend to relax the muscle so much you're tugging on ligaments, and that's definitely not what we want. So 5 to 6 days per week, 30 to 60 seconds of foam rolling or stretching, and the intensity is probably what feels like a 2 to 4 out of 10 discomfort. You're not trying to rip your shoulders off, but it should feel like you're getting a little intense stretch.
And so if someone can perform this screening, but they're still not able to hold their arms up on their takeoffs for their dismounts on tumble on the rod floor, or their takeoffs on double mini, or their takeoffs on trampoline, what would you assess them at?
Yeah, so that's a great question, right? So not everyone's stiff. Not everyone's just a super, overworked individual. Sometimes you have kids that are really young and they're just weak. They're just not strong enough in their upper back to support that aggressive force. So if you screen somebody and they look on the trampoline like the arms aren't going up, but then you do this and it's like not even a problem at day, right? What you want to do is do a lot more upper back strengthening to the areas between your shoulder blades called your scaps. So your middle trap, your lower trap, and some of your rhomboid muscles, those probably need extra attention, because that's really what pulls your arms overhead and maintains that end range position against gravity. So a lot of rotator cuff, dumbbell ER, anything pulling, so a half kneeling face pull with a band is really good. Renegade rows on dumbbells, feet elevated rows like an opposite of a push-up. We'll put a little video together that shows all of those, but you probably want to add that in 2 times per week.
Cool, awesome.